becoming a regular occurrence. Last night, the Aurora City Council meeting was disrupted by protests, and eventually members had to finish the meeting virtually.
9 News reporter Brianna Fernandez joins us now live from Aurora. Brianna, there was a lot of frustration there in the city.
Exactly. So we know during that meeting late last night, a lot of protesters demanded and pushed for answers for Kylin Lewis's death, plus an apology to the Venezuelan community. Take a listen.
You apologize and you apologize now.
Protesters accused council member Danielle Jurinsky of feeding conservatives false information that Venezuelan gangs had taken over apartments in Aurora. Those claims have been repeatedly denied by the city, Aurora police, and residents of those apartments. Jurinsky did not apologize during the meeting late last night. Now, for years, people who live here in Aurora have asked both the city and the police department to be transparent. But after seeing the new police chief, Todd Chamberlain, put into power without the community's input, they say that they're very upset. Chamberlain was sworn in yesterday. He now leads a department that already has trust issues with the public. It's also operating under a consent decree. According to protesters, some of those issues include justice and pushing for details in Kylin Lewis's death. More than 100 days after his son was shot by an Aurora police officer, Robert Lewis says that they're still in the dark and something needs to change.
You know, now they got this new police chief from LA that I don't understand it. You know, they don't need a new police chief, they need a new system, a whole new police force. Yes. This is mad. I mean, people need to really wake up and understand this can't go on anymore.
Now, protesters want Todd Chamberlain to resign. That way the community can be part of the next search. But they say if he does end up staying, they want him to sit down and rebuild that trust with the community. But until that happens, they say that they're going to continue to come here, protest, and of course, demand for answers. Live in Aurora, Brianna Fernandez for 9 News.
All right, Brianna, thank you for staying on top of this. We appreciate it.
We are now hearing from a witness who says she saw a man shoot a trooper in Westminster over the weekend. Rebecca Quintana was taking her kids to a birthday party on Saturday afternoon. As she was driving along Highway 36 near Federal, she says she saw a man in a pickup truck open fire on a trooper, later identified as Corporal Tice Simcox.
So he pulls up next to him, and all of a sudden I hear pop, 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 and I'm like, did he just shoot him? And as we start passing the guy, we see the look on his face, and he's just super angry and mad, and he stops his truck and he kind of starts trying to back into where the cop is in between the medians.
CSB says the trooper was shot in the arm. He shot back, killing the man. The trooper is doing fine and is already out of the hospital. CSB has not yet identified the man who died or talked about a possible motive.
The Republican activist behind racist signs put up along Colfax in Denver will not face hate crime charges. Police say bias-motivated criminal statutes don't apply in this case. Police have issued Christopher Bally of Aurora, who goes by the name Sabo, a municipal citation for illegal postings. The citation is actually for a separate sign incident, but DPD says that hate crime charges won't be brought for the recent signs either. Bally is a self-described Republican street artist who was nationally prominent in some circles before his history of racist writing surfaced. The citation carries a maximum penalty of up to 300 days in jail and a fine up to $999. On his YouTube channel, Bally said, quote, "This is a parking ticket, but they could turn it into something bad." The signs targeting migrants and Vice President Kamala Harris were put up in Denver and Aurora in late August. This is RTD surveillance video that we obtained. Bally took responsibility for similar signs posted outside the Democratic National Convention in Chicago as well. Bally did not respond to requests for comment. His citation issued last week is for similar signs placed around Denver in March. Pictures of those anti-migrant signs appear on Bally's website, and he discussed them recently on his YouTube channel using a racial slur for a Latino journalist who reported on the signs.
We are now in the second week of testimony in the King Super shooting trial in Boulder. On Monday, jurors heard from a deli manager who had the chance to escape but decided to help people instead. Christopher Tatum put out a page over the store's speakers to alert people to the shooting on March 22nd, 2021. Then he went to find his co-workers hiding in a bathroom and a storeroom, helping them to an emergency exit. He repeated his efforts to get people out of the store, and at one point, he saw a woman fall hard as she ran for the door. He thought she'd been shot, but she'd actually broken her back. As he testified, he pointed to surveillance pictures showing him pick her up and get her outside.
I believe at this point, I'm just telling her, like, you're okay. Everything's going to be okay. We're getting out. We're going to be okay. And I'm just trying to comfort her because I can hear her crying and just being overwhelmed.
So brave. He told jurors that he and that woman are now friends. They keep in touch. Testimony is expected to continue today, and the trial is expected to last several more weeks.
We are getting a first look at the body camera video from the Miami-Dade police officers who arrested Dolphins star Tyreek Hill hours before this weekend's game. The Dolphins wide receiver was originally pulled over for speeding on Sunday near Hard Rock Stadium. It took just about a minute for when the officer walked over to Hill's car to when they forcefully pulled him out.
Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! What part of law don't you understand? Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested.
So you hear him talking on the phone to Drew Brooks, another Dolphins player. After officers pulled Hill out of his car, they held him face down on the ground and handcuffed him. They also swore at him and told him to stop crying. Hill said on CNN that he is shocked and he's embarrassed.
I was shocked, man. Like, it's crazy because it all happened so fast, man. But, like, for me, man, like, it just all happened so fast, and I really couldn't, like, gather everything that was happening.
Several of Hill's teammates stopped to help him, including Calais Campbell, a Colorado native who played for Denver South. Officers ordered Campbell back to his car, then put him in handcuffs as well. He was not ticketed, but Hill was cited for reckless driving and driving without a license. Police say an internal investigation is underway and one officer is on administrative leave.
And one thing to know about the weather for today, high temperature around 90. That's our main weather impact. Slight chance for a gusty afternoon shower or storm. Most of us stay dry, but the main impact, it's another 90-degree day today, very likely to be our 60th day at or above 90 degrees so far this year, which would push us into the top 5 on record all time in terms of those 90-degree days in a single year for us here in Denver. Erica?
A lot of 90-degree days, Chris. Thank you. Right now, Sky 9 is over the big crash that we are following along 470, C470 this morning on the eastbound side, approaching Santa Fe this morning. So we had a really distant view from our CDOT camera, but they just got up and over it. And what we can see, it looks like a couple vehicles here. Initially, it was reported as a rollover. I'm not seeing an overturned vehicle, but we're seeing a couple vehicles with their hazards on. We've got a police officer on a motorcycle behind one of the cars, another police officer just up ahead. It does look like they have shifted and moved off to the right-hand side of the interstate this morning. It looks like I can see at least one lane of traffic open and moving. So as far as impacts goes along eastbound C470 approaching Santa Fe, it looks like I would say low impact. We've got at least 2 to 3 lanes open and moving on 470 in this area, but just something to watch out for if you are getting ready to head this way soon. And we here at 9 News are big fans of zipper merging, getting drivers to take turns when 2 lanes become 1. Thanks to outreach from viewers to the Colorado Department of Motor Vehicles, every new driver will learn to just zip it, Colorado. The soon-to-be-released Colorado Driver Handbook will have a new zipper merge paragraph. It explains how to do it, but more importantly, ends with please respect those who wait to merge until just before the lane ends. They are doing it correctly.
Because of you, because of you. We are reinforcing with the driving schools that they, when they're testing or when they're speaking to students, that they should also bring it up as a safety tip.
Zipper merging is not a law. It will be included in the driver handbook under the safety tips section, along with scanning the roads at all times and buckling up.